But out of that inconvenient direction of Elijah, a miracle came. Elijah, God has a purpose for you in Zarephath. He's got someone in mind for you to interact with in Zarephath. And also, Jonathan, if you could help me. Not only out of the inconvenient direction of Elijah was there a miracle taking place, but out of the incredible desperation that this woman faced, a miracle took place. You see, we talk about the woman's obedience. How easy would it have been for the woman to give Elijah some bread if she had about 10 loaves in the pantry? Here you go. We got 9 more. She was down to the end. See, the real miracles come when you obey, and it's really uncomfortable to obey. But that sacrifice, I want you to hear me. That sacrifice and that willingness to obey, no matter what, that is when miracles come. Oh God, that we would be a people who obey God, even when it's uncomfortable and inconvenient to do so. And then that God would show his faithfulness to each and every one of us because we obeyed him, no matter what. Are you hearing me today? So I wonder if there are some Elijahs in here that have found themselves being moved from this great place that you were spiritually, emotionally, maybe even physically, and God has brought you now to fiery trial city. None of this makes sense, God. What are you doing? Some of you are asking God that question right now. What are you doing? Trust me, God has somebody. God has somebody in your place. God has somebody in your future. God has a moment for you to experience him in a new way. Just don't back off from God. Don't walk away from him. Don't leave him. Just do what he says. And we might have some people that are picking up sticks. And you feel like you're at the end. And what you don't realize is that your miracle is here. Your miracle is closer than you think. And you thought the bread truck was going to show up, but it's actually some hungry and thirsty old guy who says, hey, make me some bread and give me something to drink. The blessing of God sometimes is not wrapped in the wrapping that we want it to be wrapped in. I should say that again. The answer, the blessing, the miracle is not always wrapped up in the wrapping, in the packaging that you would like it to be. But Mom, you gather those sticks. But realize that your miracle's coming. Just obey God. The answer's coming. Just do what he says. No matter how much it makes sense to you, obey him. And that's when we see the miracles. That's when we see the provision. That's when we see the answers. That's when we see the supernatural. Friend, today, don't walk out of here defeated. Walk out of here knowing that God's going to use you and God's going to provide for you. Can you say amen?